So for today's centenary and final statement. In the days following the declaration of the armistice with Germany, the Legislative Assembly and Legislative Council met to adopt a formal message to the King and express their joy at the end of the war. Premier Holman called it, quote, an occasion beyond all words, an occasion so transcended in importance and so entirely stupefying to the imagination that nothing any orator on earth could say could possibly be worthy of it or could possibly do justice to the emotion it excites. Members spoke of their pride in the Anzac troops and acknowledged the anguish suffered by so many over those who would never return. At the special adjournment of the House, Hansard records that the members of the Legislative Assembly sang first La Marseillaise, then the Star-Spangled Banner, then Advance Australia Fair, and finally Rule Britannia. They then gave 3 cheers for the boys at the front and 3 cheers for Australia. In rejoicing at the war's end, great pride was expressed at the military victories the Anzac troops achieved. With the passage of time, however, Charles Bean, the official historian of Australia's involvement in the war, eloquently argued that the greatest achievement of the Australian Imperial Force were to, quote, furnish other nations with the measure of a then almost unknown democracy, unquote, and more importantly, quote, to furnish that measure to itself and to its own nation, unquote. During the 4 years of the war, Bean argued, quote, the people in Australia looked on from afar at 300,000 of their own nation struggling amongst millions. In the first straight rush up the Anzac Hills in the dark, in things seen daily from that first morning until the struggle ended, the Australian nation came to know itself, unquote. The cost, he conceded, was enormous. The First World War remains the deadliest in our nation's experience. With the repatriation of the AIF finally completed in 1921, Bean observed, quote, the old force passed down the road to history. The dust of its march settled. The sound of its arms died. Upon 100 battlefields, the broken trees stretched their lean arms over 60,000 of its graves. Lest we forget. Would members please stand for the playing of the last post.